Why Linux is ruining your CNC precision and the automated fix. You've set up a preempt RT kernel, your latency histogram looks pretty, but the machine still occasionally stutters. Usually your CPU is just too social. In our last video we covered what a real-time kernel is about and how it creates deterministic and predictable environment for your real-time processors. Today we're going to carve out a quiet study room inside your CPU using isolcpus, just like you would at home when you need to get work done. An isolated CPU is for the exclusive use of your real-time process, and this means Linux will keep all of its jitter-inducing housekeeping process out of your private space. What we are going to cover here is applicable to all real-time applications, but on this channel I focus on LinuxCNC, which is a long-standing real-time application. Kernel tuning is important with LinuxCNC because the PC is the motion controller. This is unlike other systems based on Windows or Arduinos. LinuxCNC has a significant advantage for CNC operations because it has the full processing power of a multi-core CPU to get things done, whereas alternatives are generally running a motion controller on an emasculated microcontroller or FPGA card. LinuxCNC also has the added advantage that its motion controller is all-seeing and all-knowing, so it can deliver superior performance. Using the motion controller and its sophisticated PID controllers allows this to happen without the need for external hardware. Things like plasma torch height control are trivial to manage, as all LinuxCN needs is a way to read the torch voltage. But this sophistication comes at a cost, because you need to load and tune a real-time kernel. These don't exist in a Windows world. We here at LinuxCNC have a long history of real-time motion control using Linux with the preempt RT real-time kernel. So just picture this: when you get home, the open plan kitchen and living area is busy, kids are playing with Lego determined to trip you, and your partner's cooking dinner and the dog's soiling the carpet, and you have to get some work done. So you head down the hallway to the back room, a place away from the noise and hustle and bustle. On the way down the hall, you flick the switch to put the house's governor into performance mode to get ready to give it your all. You end up in the last core. That room is our preferred core for real-time threads and quiet work. So imagine if your house backs onto the railway tracks. That back room is not always the best core to work in. Sometimes this core is not ideal. It might be noisy or poorly ventilated, and you might need to research the architecture of your house, CPU I mean. Some CPUs, for example, might combine a quad-core and a dual-core CPU, and the dual-core may not be the most efficient place to be doing your real-time work. Moving into one of the front rooms might end up letting you get more work done. Finally, due to your house design, you might need to walk through another room to get to your back room. In this case, the house builder may have put two rooms into a single prefabricated pod or core when the house was built. In this case, you might need to isolate both sibling rooms or CPUs to get the quietest, jitter-free workspace. Sometimes these siblings are not side by side, so you may end up with siblings in room 3 and room 7, for example. So understanding your CPU and house architecture is needed to get the best result. So now you've chosen your room and isolated its CPU and any siblings in the pod, you need to ensure that nobody else barges in and uses your quiet space. There's nothing worse than being interrupted while working deep in the bowels of a real-time kernel. So we need to put up good signage on the outdoor to our room to exclude distractions. Some of the things you want to exclude are isolcpus. This is a Linux kernel boot parameter used to isolate the specific CPU core from general SMP or symmetric multiprocessing load balancer and scheduler. It dedicates cores to specific tasks, reducing the interrupts and context switching to improve performance and reduce latency for real real-time applications. It removes designated CPUs from the general scheduling pool, meaning the OS will not automatically place user processors on these cores. No Hertz_full. Turning off the loudly ticking grandfather clock in your quiet room. It stops the kernel from sending constant timer ticks to that specific core. RCU_no CBS. This is like stopping the janitor from randomly walking into your quiet room to empty the trash. It prevents the kernel's read, copy, update, garbage collection from interrupting your real-time tasks. Let him go and clean another room. So make sure the power does not go out. Intel idle max C state equals 0. My Home Assistant server turns the lights on when I walk into a room and turns them off when I leave. So this setting stops the house from constantly turning off the lights to save power. When a CPU goes into a deep sleep state, or C state, it takes microseconds to wake up, and this causes latency spikes in LinuxCNC. Processor max C state equals 1. This limits the CPU to its shallowest idle state, C1, preventing it from entering deeper, latency-inducing, power-saving sleep modes such as C3 or C6, which take longer to wake up from. Idle equals POL. This is for the F1 enthusiasts. This optimizes instant low latency performance at the expense of power efficiency. It forces the CPU to stay in a busy wait loop when idle rather than entering deep energy saving C states. So we don't want to waste time waking up when we're doing real-time work. Just as an aside, we probably also disable IP6 IP addresses. This depends on your environment, but we've found sometimes that things don't install when that's enabled. So, and finally, lock down the pesky i915 graphics card, which won't even matter if you don't have one, but there's a couple of settings here: enable_DC, enable FBC, and enable PSR. Or set them all to 0. And finally, get a boost at the expense of security by leaving the windows open. We set mitigations equal off. This disables software-based mitigations for speculative execution CPU vulnerabilities such as Spectre, Meltdown, and MDS, micro-architectural data sampling. These are all workarounds for sloppy work by the CPU designers. By setting this parameter, the operating system stops applying performance-heavy security patches which can significantly boost performance. And sometimes we don't enable this for some reasons, but if necessary, you could consider enabling it, which could give you a 10 to 20% increase in performance. So we suggest you might need to be in a non-internet enabled environment to use this setting. In our next video, we'll dive into how to optimize your network connection, because all too often your real-time kernel is controlling network connected hardware such as EtherCAT slaves or MESA electronic motion cards. Tuning the preempt RT kernel manually takes hours of trial and error, so we've done the heavy lifting for you. Our custom-tuned Debian Trixie installer automatically queries your specific system and locks in these real-time settings like a pro. Head over to MrRodW.au and join at the shop foreman level to unlock your custom installer today. We'll be right there to support you all the way. Click the link in the description to get started.